And we're live.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Josh. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening, and welcome to the Dark Ozarks.
Absolutely, it is a we got a fun episode series planned for this evening. We are in appreciate everybody jumping in here and joining us here on YouTube or watching us later. Please subscribe and click that notification bell so you get updates when we add new material, which is weekly. So got some really interesting stuff to dig into. If you're new to the channel, Dark Ozarks covers dark history and as well as paranormal topics here, specifically related to the Ozarks, which is the raised upland mountain plateau in the middle of the United States, predominantly the states of Missouri and Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. And tonight we're predominantly talking about UFOs.
Yes. Lights over the mountains.
Lights over the mountains, which a lot of people do not necessarily realize that there are a lot of UFO or aerial phenomena sightings in Missouri and in the Ozarks specifically as well. Lots of lore, lots of very interesting things that date back a long time, as well as other types of lights in the mountains that may or may not be associated with aerial phenomena or UFOs as we traditionally think of them. That said, we've got a great sponsor to talk about, as well as some upcoming events.
Yes. Always Buying Books in Joplin, Missouri, sponsoring the videocast, podcast. Great store. Wonderful selection on pretty much anything that you could want. Anything from general reading to rare and collectible to very esoteric and just a myriad of things. And I'm always astonished with the selection.
I am too. Great place to visit, especially, of course, if you're just naturally in the Joplin area. We do encourage you to stop in. But Joplin, of course, is on historic Route 66, so it's a fantastic place for folks traveling the Mother Road to plan a stop. It is a unique place to stop. Really fun. Say hi to John and Elise. And get some books that you'll remember for the rest of your trip. And the great thing to me is Always Buying Books to me is a very authentic stop as opposed to a quote unquote tourist stop.
It is, and they continually get in new material, and you can find it online as well, alwaysbuyingbooks.com, as well as on Facebook, Always Buying Books, and their associated group friends who like Always Buying Books. And Bob's always putting up some interesting posts, and you never know what he's going to say, and you never know what's going to be offered for sale. So if you're not local, you can always call and have it mailed to you. So there is no excuse.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to getting back in there. One of the things that is fun, you can of course rely upon your Amazon wish list algorithms to churn things up, but I don't think that it is as complete as visiting someone who really a real live living person who has dedicated themselves to curating collections and doing that, being able to then pick up the books, hold them, open them, thumb through them, allows the opportunity to find titles that I think would be otherwise unfindable. And sometimes it's just very serendipitous in terms of what one gets. When you and I were there, I got a bunch of books. Can't wait to go back and get a bunch more books. But I'm on a in the garden of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil kick right at the moment. And lo and behold, the John Barrett novel was on the shelf, and I picked it up, and now I'm halfway through and am loving really every minute of it. I don't really have time to read as we're gearing up to our events this fall, but I'm doing it anyway.
Same.
and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. Brings me back to being a kid. It's summertime, and I'm reading books. It's a beautiful combination.
It is. And speaking of events, we have several
Yeah.
coming up.
Yes. First big event on the autumn calendar is going to be State of the Ozarks Fest, Saturday, September 17th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in downtown Hollister, Missouri. It is, of course, I'm editor and founder of State of the Ozarks. This is State of the Ozarks' largest event of the year, and it is a large event.
It is. And it's probably the most unique street festival you're going to find in the region. I always love it. Always have a good time. And there's just things that go on there that you don't find at most street fairs, including medieval battle.
Absolutely. And interesting cosplay, a lot of history. Dark Ozarks will be there in attendance. We'll have books and information, and it's just a great opportunity to meet both of us, get a chance to visit in person, and on top of that, it is in the historic district of Hollister. A lot of history and a lot of haunted locations. The centerpiece of haunted locations happens to be the Old English Inn, which is a big part of the festival backdrop.
It really is, and a lot of hauntings that everyone will want to find out about, and come on down and we'll let you know. So
yes, very much so. Again, all-day festival, free to the public, and lots and lots of cool things going on there. Then 1 week later, September 24th, I believe, Caney, Kansas.
yes, for the Bordertown Paracon, and you and I will be speaking, and presumably about something we know. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have a flow chart.
Yes, it looks impressive. I've seen it.
Most of my flow charts do. It is. It's. I tend to take one of two approaches. Usually head on in terms of antagonism. If I find a topic that is problematic, antagonizing, haunting my footsteps, rather than run away from it, I usually just turn around and run toward it. That always worked when I was a kid with roosters. And so there's a very good chance that we'll be talking about the Ozark Howler. Bane of my existence.
Part, yes.
The Howler is the bane of my existence. Come to Caney, Kansas and find out why.
There you go. There you go.
I may or may not have run over one in my truck.
We'll go with that.
It depends.
And then following that, on October 7th, we will be back in Hollister.
Yes. Very excited.
We're going to be doing a haunted walking tour in conjunction with the Art Walk. Yes,
State of the Ozarks hosts First Friday Art Walk. This is also going to be a Halloween First Friday Art Walk as well, which is a lot of fun. It really kicks off, for us, it certainly kicks off the beginning of my favorite season, and countdown to Halloween, and a great opportunity to see some great artists. The artists will have all sorts of art. It won't just be Halloween themed art, but we will be having a walking tour, and I believe tickets will be available soon.
Awesome. Yes. And then on the 15th of October, we will be in Joplin.
Yes.
For Dark Ozarks October Country, which will be a day-long event at the VFW Post 534, just off Main Street in Joplin. And we are going to be covering a myriad of topics in the Dark Ozarks universe. And there's going to be refreshments and all kinds of things going on. So, for a day-long event, it's a very, it's a good buy for the tickets. Yes. Tickets are available at paranormalsciencelab.com. Go check it out. And then on the 20th, 5 days later, we will be back in Joplin for the Old Joplin Downtown Walking Tour, which will cover dark history and ghost tales in the downtown Joplin area, in conjunction with Third Thursday Art Walk put on by the Downtown Joplin Alliance. And the Alliance does a lot of good projects in the community, including being a principal member of the renovation of the Olivia. So
wonderful.
So, supporting the Alliance is something that I always like to do. And then on the 29th, we will be in Newtonia, Missouri.
In Newtonia, Missouri. Oh my goodness. Of course, we did this event in April. It was a wonderful, wonderful event, very well attended. And a very large chunk of the proceeds go to help support these locations. So I just get so excited about doing these events because I know that, for example, it's going to be helping support the preservation, the continuation, the preservation of the Ritchie Mansion. Beautiful, beautiful antebellum home, haunted, and includes not only presentations, history tour, walking tour of the Civil War Cemetery, which is an incredible liminal space if you have never been there before, or of course, even if you have, and then a paranormal investigation intro or introduction in the mansion itself.
Yes. So, check out tickets. Again, all the tickets for those events are at paranormalsciencelive.com. And we hope to see you there.
Absolutely.
Now, lights in the mountains.
Lights in the mountains. Something I was thinking about, of course, this is our shorter sort of intro. And then we're going to do a long format over on Facebook. That long format will then later be uploaded here on our YouTube channel. Really, I'd like to perhaps jump into sort of the categories of phenomena as it relates to the Ozarks. And then for our long format, really dig into some unique historical UFO phenomena and other things, a few haunted woods along the way, that particularly in relationship to Piedmont, Missouri. Beautiful location, but just the sort of the overall survey of UFOs, the UFO community, ufology, the UFO convention in New York Springs, just sort of the collective community, which a lot of people may not be familiar with.
Yes, I think, it's going to be a lot of fun. So follow us over there or catch it. We'll upload it here on YouTube tomorrow. So check that out. So categories of phenomena. Where do you want to start?
Yes. Nordics.
Somehow I knew that was coming. Okay.
Ufology 101, how not to get probed.
That's right.
I
never should have told you that.
No, you shouldn't have. We, unbeknownst to the public, we share extensive notes and texting beforehand in terms of heavy duty preparation for every episode.
Serious research.
That said, I think that there's perhaps three different aspects. I'm going to switch over into serious mode for a second. For people who are like, you shouldn't be laughing about this, I know, but it's fun. That said, I do take this study very seriously, and I take individuals' experiences very, very seriously.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and it's still it's a fun topic unless it's happened to you. So there you go.
And see, I can say, I can take it seriously, and I can still laugh at myself about it because I have had an experience.
Yes, you have, and we will. I want to dig into that. There is, of course, in terms of in terms of the UFO community, of course, experiencers, individuals who have experienced some type of phenomena, and that experience may be something like missing time. Experience could be seeing a craft of unknown origin. The experience could be more dramatic and involve aspects of suspicion of masked memories, and at that point, that collective tends to break down into different categories itself. We have the category of individuals who simply are in observation mode, looking at there was phenomena, and let's look at that phenomena as objectively as possible,
Right.
and document. And then we have a second category that, based on their personal experiences for a wide variety of reasons, their experience was very negative. It was frightening.
That can be, that certainly can be, yes.
And sometimes this involves what I would think of as peripheral environmental shifts, and things that almost almost into the realm of paranormal haunting.
Well, there's definitely a lot of parallels, if nothing else.
Yes. And certainly a lot of interesting lore that in some cases is substantiated by traditional native or shaman lore, and then others that seem to have built up in layers around the experiences. A connection with owls is something that does, get talked about and at times recorded, and other types of particularly nocturnal wildlife or animals not acting right in relationship
Bigfoot.
or Bigfoot. And so then we can move into the cryptid realm. And then the third the third category that we seem to have is experiencers, oftentimes more than just craft, more of the idea that there has been a contact made, yes, with a sentience. The implication, of course, is in all of these cases, if there is some sort of contact, that the life form is in question is vastly superior to humans. Otherwise, they wouldn't be traveling the way they are. That's
we hope. Otherwise, we wonder why we have economy vehicles and are not going to space.
Yes. So, but in this case, a very, reportedly very positive experiences, the associations with enlightenment, associations with ushering in betterment of humanity.
More of almost a metaphysical or spiritual experience, often.
Definitely, and moving into the realm of, in some cases, and some people that I've talked to, what they are purporting to be regular psychic contact with non-terrestrial life forms, in the way that some people talk about. Actually, they talk about angels.
Yeah. Very, very similar. Yeah.
And the idea of guides, spiritual guides, and
advisors, that kind of role.
Yes, and that and then in some cases are associated with direct contact, physical or corporeal contact, and craft of some type. So those tend to be within the UFO community, those tend to be largely the three broad categories of experiencers. And it's very interesting across the board. And then, of course, pop culture has certainly played a huge role in potential perception.
Certainly it has. And from Roswell forward, and particularly from probably the 1970s forward. So yeah, that may be a good place for us to end on here, and then pick up on our extended format, which will be uploaded tomorrow.
Absolutely. Check back with or follow us on over to Facebook, where I will be creating a scale model of the Devil's Tower using mashed potatoes.
Of course you are.
I've had a lot of cookies today.
I can tell. I can tell. Just a little bit of caffeine as well.
Yes. Yes, I have. It's been a good day.
Thank you, everyone. And
Yes.
we will see you next week.
We'll see y'all soon.